Well, good morning, everyone. I hope there are some folks watching out there. I hope everybody is having an absolutely fine evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it is. Whenever you're watching this, hey, it's me, the Dungeon Delver, and I am in Philadelphia. Right now, I'm in my hotel room. I am waiting to go over to the Civic Center here in just a few minutes. The hall where PAGE is being held, where I will be doing all kinds of fun stuff. Then I am not, in fact, ascending into heaven. This is the blackout curtains are not doing their job of blacking me out. That's a little better. It's a little better, but I'm also not able to see everyone's comments because of how the controls are working. It's always, there we go. Okay. It's always sunny in Philadelphia from Gonzalo. How are you? Anyway, welcome everybody. I had a lot of fun yesterday evening. I got to tell you what, it was a stone groove, man, when I hit the scene. So yesterday was a little chaotic, but I did find my interview booth, and I had the most awesome interview with Jeff D. And I want to start right out of the chute. Now, I've shown this off before. You guys know this, deities and demigods. And I have Errol Otis's signature in here. I've got Jim Ward's. I've got Darlene's. I've got David S. LaForce. I am going to get Alan Hammock's. Alan worked on this book also. I'm going to get Alan Hammock's signature in this. But check this out. This is the coolest thing along with everything else. So here's my... See if I can get that in there and still be able to see. There's my Jeff D autograph. He drew a little tiny Elric. I will get a picture of that and share that up on social media. But yes, Jeff D drew a little tiny Elric in magic marker there. So that is just beyond cool, and I'm so thankful to him for doing that. I've confirmed some other interviews we're going to be doing on the show, on the live stream show when I get back home. We're going to have Harold Johnson is going to be on. Of course, Heidi and Eric. Oh, I got to tell you guys a wonderful Heidi and Eric story. We are going to, Darlene is going to come back. You kids have been good. And so Miss Darlene has agreed to come back to the live stream. I'm very excited about that. Why is Twitter is showing me an X there? It's having problems. This is usually temporary. Wait a moment and try again. Oh, okay. Hopefully it's going live now. Nope, it's not working. I am trying to get back to you guys now. Let's close that. There we go. But anyway, so Darlene will be on the show again. Jeff D is going to come on my live stream show, even though I have interviewed him already for PAGE. And yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun. Now, if you're wondering, like, well, Bill, you're sitting in a hotel room. This is not very exciting convention material. I will be walking around when I get over to the Civic Center there. I will be walking around and recording some stuff when I'm not sitting in their booth, which starts at 2 p.m. So I don't have the URL handy, but you guys, if you just look for PAGE or Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo on YouTube, you can find it there, and you can hop on the live chat and see more of me today. But gaming wise, I'm hoping today to get into a game of Jasmine, which is Darlene's card game. Now, interesting factoid about Jasmine, and I love telling this to people. A lot of the mechanics you see in Magic the Gathering They're in Jasmine. And why? Okay, so why is that important? Okay, so she did a card game where you turn and you tap certain things. Her game came out in 1980. I'll leave the rest to you guys to fill in. But Darlene's game came out in 1980. Just saying. So, I don't know. Oh, dang it. Sorry about that. That is correct, Gonzalo. I'm sorry, 1982. You got me there. 1982 was when that came out. I'm having a lot of problems. Half of my mobile streaming setup, I did not think, hey, Dingus, get the laptop out so you can see people's chats better. So, but the next time I do, I'll go the full bug and I'll have you guys set up proper so I can see what you're doing. But the phone has been aces, and I've really appreciated the fact that the phone is working great. And I have this little doohickey, this little $20 doohickey that lets me plug in not just lavalier mic, but I found out on the airplane the headphone jack works superbly. So I have my $40, $10 earbuds that I bought in the airport. And if you're wondering, well, why didn't you just get Bluetooth headphones? Well, those were like $60. So yeah, tangled up here somewhere in this mess, I've got my earbuds, which plug into my phone, grandpa style. But it's been great. I got here and I realized I did not bring a USB-C charger with me, which my phone takes and my dice case takes. Bluetooth, yes, I absolutely agree with you. Bluetooth is hot garbage. If you want to sit right here with the gadget that you have, or you're just dropping it down in the console of your car and not worrying about it, it's fine. But doing anything serious with it is a non-starter. You need a hard wire. You need a line. You need an actual line. And so, I mean, these were $8 and they're flawless. Unless the wires break, these are going to work. So they plug into this dongle. And the funny thing, and I think I mentioned this before, Rode makes a USB-C to 3.5 adapter jack to do what I'm doing right now. And it's a $75 piece of kit, or $79 or something like that. There's another company that makes the identical product for, I think it cost me $30. Yeah, it was like all told $40 for a mobile setup, a pack of 2 lavalier mics, and this USB-C dongle to plug into my phone. And here I am. I'm live streaming. And I quite like this setup that I've got. So, but back to the con. I really, I can't wait to shoot some footage and walk around the con and film. They have a really nice setup. Their vendor halls and everything are very cool. I love their vendor halls, their gaming space. It makes me think this must be what one of the single-digit number Gen Cons, think like Gen Con 8 or 9 or something like that. When it was all in Horticultural Hall, or maybe even the VFW, like what that was like. And I'm quite impressed with the vendor space, the amount of vendors, everything that's going on. One of my Achilles heels when I go to a con is shopping. Like I want to buy stuff when I'm at a con. And when I want to game at a con, I don't so much mind that there's not that many vendors there. But in general, I like to go to a con. This is not a great angle. bring this down a little bit. There we go. I like to go to a con. Chris Kane, good to see you. And see a fair amount of vendors at the convention. EggCon is fantastic for gaming. They're slowly building up the vendors. They've got you guys saw the videos when I walked around their vendor hall, their dealer hall, and it was pretty good. But like if you go to a con and it's like where there's a table by the door to the game room where you go in, and there's vendor space there, it's kind of like, oh, okay. Well, you know, if you don't want to buy that guy's zine or that guy's dice or the Core Rules 5.5 books that he's selling, that's it. Your shopping experience at the con is over. Here, lots of vendors, lots and lots of vendors, and I like that a lot. So I may do a little shopping and get some gifts. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so very, very much. Who threw that down there? Can I, Gonzalo, buy some shiznit, biznitch? Verily, I will. Thank you. I do appreciate the super. I can't put it on screen. Maybe I can. Maybe it'll let me scroll. No, I can't. I can't highlight your super chat. Again, I don't have my little laptop set up, and I apologize. That's a deep personal failing. But thank you very much for the super, Gonzalo. I do appreciate that. Which is extra appreciated because setting things up on mobile with this, it was impossible for me to turn on monetization, which isn't to say you can't super chat. If you want to super chat or super thanks, you can. It's just YouTube will not turn on ads and things for this in the future when people come back and watch it, unless I remember to go in and manually turn it on. There's no function in StreamYard to do that, and the YouTube app on phones is garbage. I can't go in there and flip monetization on. So thank you, Gonzalo. That really helps. Basically, that $10 super is probably as much ad revenue as I was ever going to make on this live stream. So I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna get some swag. I guess I'll have to buy con swag, even though I'm designated as a special guest. I didn't get a T-shirt or a swag bag or anything, but you know, whatever. So yeah, I'm going to do some walking around, and I'm going to take you guys with me when I get over yonder, and I will show you guys around the vendor area a bit. Yeah, we'll have a fine time when I get over there, but I just kind of wanted to catch you guys up. So here's the thing. You guys have been seeing the YouTube shorts, and I think some are slated to come out in the next few minutes. What is, I can't, can I zoom without breaking things? Probably not. Oh, I can, okay. Let's see. Can actually walk in and not feel like a pinball. Also, I can join a game or a few. Yeah, it's great. It's absolutely great. Orbital Air. I will have a fun day, but now I've got you guys on screen and I can see your comments a little bit better. But anyway, so let me tell you guys how things have gone. And this is just the raw feed. So I was not aware of how they structured their interview system that they're doing over there. And to the YouTube shorts, which have been automatically coming out every day since I've been gone, they went out yesterday and they're going to come out today and they're going to go out tomorrow and they're going to go out Sunday. I thought, well, they're YouTube shorts and it takes me about 20 minutes to produce, 20 or 30 minutes, depending, to produce thank you, Jay. I will enjoy myself. To produce a block of YouTube shorts, sometimes an hour. And so I said, well, today at some point, today being Thursday, I will produce a block of 15 YouTube shorts, schedule them all, and then I'll be done. And then I'll go to bed at 10. I'll have to get up at 3 to get to the airport and go through TSA check and get to my flight, which left at 5:45, I think. Or 6. No, it's 6 because we had to factor in a drive. So last night, God, last night? No, Wednesday night. Wednesday night, I start getting messages from the con. Have you contacted the people you're scheduled to interview to make sure that they'll be at your booth? And I was like, why is that my responsibility? I was like, So I had to stop and I had to fire off emails, and then I'm getting emails back as soon as I'm sending them out. People are like, oh, I can't do that time, or I didn't hear about this until such as. And it was just a madhouse, and I'm scrambling, and I'm emailing the person who had emailed me, and I called him, and I'm like, what am I even doing? And it's so all this madness lasted until about 10 or 11 o'clock when I could finally turn my attention to the shorts. Long story short, too late, I did not finish the 12, not 15. Mondays aren't in the can yet. When I get home Monday, sleep is not what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be setting up and uploading videos. But I did not finish everything until 2 o'clock, 2:15 in the morning. And I laid down and tossed and turned and literally felt the fade of sleep coming on when my wife's alarms went off. And she was like, okay, hon, we got to get up. And I was like, okay. So I jumped up, got dressed. We got to the airport. I got on the planes. And I basically, yesterday morning, which feels like 10 days ago, but yesterday morning, I was in that hinterland. I went from Orlando to Nashville to Philly. And I got a beer on the Orlando to Nashville flight. And I crack it open and I'm like, it's 8:50 in the morning. Chug, chug, chug. And then I got to Nashville and I had a couple of drinks. And I got here. And God bless her, Heidi Gygax said 4 words to me when I rounded the corner and found their booth. Hi, Bill, have bourbon. You know, that should literally, so, you know, I tossed back a bourbon and Coke. And I chit-chatted with them. And then I went and found Jeff D. And Jeff came over to the booth that I was doing. And Jeff and I had a fine old time. So much so that we ran over another interview I was slated to do, but fortunately that guy can be back on Sunday. So I will be, he and I will be interviewing on Sunday, but, it was just, it was a lot of fun. But the first day, so finally when things, so that happens, we wrap up the booth. I go find Heidi and Eric again and get adopted again. Eric's off running Tomb of the Dundle Chief, and Heidi and I are sitting around, and she's like, I'm going to wrap up because the dinner's coming. And I was like, oh, you're going to dinner. That's good. And she's like, oh, no, for convention special guests, which you are because you have a badge that has this blue stripe on it. Over at the hotel, it's a Philly cheesesteak dinner. So I was like, well, yeehaw. So I helped Heidi get the Gaxland table all covered up, and then went over, had drinks and dinner here at the hotel down in the banquet room. Had a genuine Philly, and I talked to Darlene about being on the show again and so on, and just had a fine supper. And I came back up to the hotel room, and when I sat down on the edge of the bed, I thought to myself, because at that point it's like 6:45 in the evening, and I thought, I have now been awake for, at that point, let me see, 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. is 12, 3 p.m. to, all right, yeah. Because I hadn't slept well on Wednesday either. So you got to understand, I got up at 8 in the morning on Wednesday. So it's about 36 hours of being awake. Did I buy that owl bear? I wish. Yes, Jay. Woke up this morning, got myself a beer. So basically at 7 o'clock last night, I was like, I have been awake now for 36 hours. That damages your amygdala. That damages your ability to make judgments. That damages your ability to behave in an emotionally responsible way. So I was full of meat and bourbon at that point, so I was a little afraid of laying down and then waking up and hurling. But there was just, at that point, I was just like, I don't care. And so I crashed. I laid down and just white noise. And about 10 o'clock, 9:45, Alan Hammett came in. And I know I got up and walked over to where he was coming in and waved and spoke and everything. I don't know what I said. I honestly don't, because I laid back down for another 30 minutes or so, and him shuffling around and taking care of things he needed to. And then he and I sat up probably for another hour, just BSing. And then I crashed, and I woke up. I crashed at 11 o'clock, and I woke up this morning at 7. So I finally got a decent night's sleep for the first time in a long time. So a 3-hour nap and an 8-hour sleep. And I was right as rain. So I was very, 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 very rested when I woke up this morning. I went down, got breakfast, came back up, grabbed the most frustrating shower in the world, because fuck this hotel and their fucking non-hot water. Oh my God, I fought their hot water system. You know how shower hot water will come in and sometimes it'll get like hotter, and then cycle back down to a good toasty warm. This was like lukewarm cold to warm was its cycle. So it's 29 degrees outside in Philadelphia. My Florida ass is freezing, and all I wanted was a bracing hot shower. It was like just a shower to just like melt me, right? And it was like I would have felt safe turning the water all the way to the top temperature and bathing an infant in it. That's how cool the hottest water coming out of that shower is. Eat a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds an hour before bed every day to help to help sleep. I don't have any pumpkin seeds to hand, but I'll take your word for it. So that's kind of been that's kind of been the up and down of it. I'm losing viewers. You guys are going away. Okay. But yeah, no, I'm still pretty tired, but I have some vitamin C, by which I mean Coca-Cola or caffeine over yonder in my $40 neck pillow. which isn't that great, by the way, I might add. I was like, this is going to be the bomb, so my neck won't hurt. Yeah, no, it just meant my head was leaning forward in the airline seat. So, yeah, that's been about the breadth and depth of it, guys, so far. You know, I woke up this morning, I went down, had breakfast with Alan Hammock, met some other people, bumped into Chet Minton, sat with Darlene again for a little while, and I have 2 o'clock, which is not that far off. That's about 3 hours from now. I have a 2 o'clock interview booth stint. And then after that, I'm going to game for a while. I'm looking forward to it. Let me see if I can scroll over a little and see things. Matthew Sherman, I will have a blast today. Thank you very much. I fully intend to. I fully intend to have a blast. One is starred. What is starred? Do that. Back. So yeah, gaming today. Pick up OD&D and/or play Jasmine with Darlene, which I'm looking forward to. I'm finally going to break down and buy a Jasmine deck from her. Which I've been intending to do that since like 2005. Oh, I got a comment there. If I have some time, check the Greek heavy metal band Dragon Skull, especially their tribute Blood and Skulls. Okay, I'll check them out. Give them a listen. Oh, that's what I meant to do. Okay. They're Elric tribute Blood and Skulls. Okay. All right. I gotcha. But anyway, that's kind of all there is to report, guys. I'm, going to be back over at the convention center here in a little while. I'm going to take the mobile studio with me and have just a fine old time. Other than that, there's not that much to report. Not that I don't have any swag to show off. So I guess I'll have to buy some swag. So I think that just about finishes it, guys. Thank you all for hanging out. Gonzalo, thank you for the super. I really appreciate that. I will buy some shiznit with my Kiznash. Dollar bills, y'all. And I got to figure, okay, there's the end button. So yeah, guys, take care of yourselves. I will see you all in a little while. And again, look up the PAGE3 YouTube page. Who is that? Bob Jester. Hello, good to see you. I'm just about to wrap up, Bob. I apologize, but this is not a long stream. Not here for a long time, here for a good time. You can catch us all from the beginning, what I'm talking about. So take care of yourselves, everyone. I love you, and I will see you over at the convention center later. Probably I'll use the old tripod / boom mount and carry y'all with me on a little bit of a live expedition. So take care of yourselves. Peace.